Okay, a classic 90s chick flick. She's All That. Freddie Prinze Jr. Whatever happened to this dude? He used to be in like every teen movie back in the 90s, and then he just kind of disappeared. Freddie Prinze Jr., where are you, man? Where are you? Not like I give a shit, because I mean it's Freddie Prinze Jr., but I just wondered what happened to him. Rachel Lee Cook, hot. So yeah, basically classic story. The high school jock meets a nerd. The nerd becomes hot. She finds out it was all a bet. Blah de blah de blah de blah. Don't want to tell you too much about the plot, even though that basically is the plot. So yeah, chick flick. Put it on with your girlfriend or something. Otherwise, give it a miss. Another film, 10 Things I Hate About You. Again, probably a bit of a chick flick, but this one I actually did like. It was one of those movies that I brought to watch with the girlfriend, and then I thought, you know what, this is actually quite good. Got Heath Ledger in it. Don't know, probably one of his first roles. Apart from that, there's not really a lot to say about this, but if you are going to watch one with your girlfriend, I think, or something like that, then this is one of those movies that you'll probably end up enjoying yourself as well. So, yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You, another classic movie from the 90s. Okay, next up is Wild Things. This is another classic movie from the 90s. When I first brought this, I thought it was just going to be one of those, like, teen thriller things, and this is actually a really good movie. In fact, I think it's one of my favourite movies from the 90s. One of those kind of that catches you by surprise. You think you know what's going off in the film, and then all of a sudden there's a plot twist, and then you think, so that's what's really going on, and then there's another plot twist, and it just basically keeps you guessing all the way to the end. And all the fellas out there, Denise Richards, yeah, she does get them out in it. So, yeah, it's a good movie. Okay, another movie from the 90s that probably isn't that popular. This is Go. This is quite a funny film, to be honest with you. It's got Timothy Olyphant, or whatever his face is. Basically, the guy who did Hitman is quite popular now, but it weren't back in the day, of course. It's got Mrs. Tom Cruise in, fresh from Dawson's Creek there, though. Yep, so that was Go. Not really much to say about it. Basically, it's one of those films that you've got to watch to, like, get it. You can't really explain it. Just watch it. Okay, so we're moving on to another genre now. This is the horror section. I'm a really big fan of horror movies, but for some reason I never went out and brought a lot of horror movies. So this is there's only a few videos in this section, but yeah, we'll kick off with this one. This is Scream, classic 90s slasher. I mean, this movie is just brilliant. As slasher movie goes, this one is like one of those that defines the 90s. I mean, when this came out, who didn't want one of those Scream masks? I just think it's brilliant, you know. Just everything, the killer's voice, that voice changer. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna get you like a fish. What's your favourite scary movie? Stuff like that. I just think it's brilliant. It's just a classic 90s slasher horror film. And it's like one of those films that you just grew up with, and for me, I loved it. Okay, next up we have Deathwatch. Again, this is one of the later VHSs that I ever brought. Basically what happened here when I brought this is I was on holiday in a caravan, and it had one of those really old like VHS TV combination portables in it, and it was coming to the last days basically where you've done everything on your holiday, and to cure a bit of boredom at night, went out, brought a VHS, and this was it. What caught my eye about this is that it's based in World War, like I think it's World War II, and in the trenches. But it's one of those movies that like really bugs you out. I don't know, I've watched this movie about 3 times now, and I'm still not sure if I get it. But it's one of those that will just play with your mind, so it's probably worth a watch, but I don't know. Okay, next up we have Holoman. I'm not really a big fan of this film. It was one of those films that was brought me at Christmas time. Um, Basically because it looked good in the trailers, but the trailers are a lot better than the actual movie, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people like this movie. It had a really shitty sequel, apparently. I've never seen it, but apparently the sequel is really shitty. But yeah, I weren't really a fan of the first movie, so I never bothered with the second movie, and that's all I've got to say about that one. So, okay, so next we have Cube. Now this film is one of those, but it's a bit weird. But it starts off really good, but the ending of this is really, really disappointing. Well, it was for me anyway. There's a lot of sequels to this that came out later on. I would say don't bother with them; they're utter shite. But yeah, I would recommend seeing this. But for me, the ending just ruined it. But yeah, if you want to watch it, go watch it. Okay, so now here we have one of my favourite horror movies of all times. This is one of those cult classic kind of movies, and it's Brain Dead. This has got a different title in America. Not really sure what it is, but this movie is just it's just so bloody and gory that it's amazing. If you can see it says it makes the Evil Dead look like a Sunday picnic, and believe me, it does. At the time of buying this video, the first time I actually saw this movie was on a pirate copy at a mate's house, and I was like, what is this movie? I've got to get this movie. And they was like, oh, you can't get it anyway, it's been banned. And it was, at the time, it was banned in the UK. I'm not sure about other countries, but over here it was banned for quite a few years, and you just couldn't get it anyway. And over here, I don't know if people in the UK can remember it, there used to be a store called MVC, and they used to have a really good horror section. They used to do imports like from other countries and stuff like that. And it was a really good store for getting horror movies. And one day I was in there and I saw this, and I was just like, no way, I've got to get that movie. And I can just remember picking it up because it was the only copy they had in there, and I just snatched it up and like ran to the counter with it before anybody else got it. Basically, I'm just going to sum this movie up by saying two things, and the first one is Kung Fu Vicar, and the second one is Lawnmower. If you haven't seen this movie, check it out and you'll see exactly what I mean by Kung Fu Vicar and Lawnmower. Brilliant film. Okay, so the last in this section of horror movies is the Friday the 13th collection. This isn't the complete collection, but I would love to get the complete collection. As you can see, I've only got a couple of parts missing. If anybody is viewing this and they have some of the parts that are missing, please leave a comment or inbox me or something like that, because yeah, I know I can go out and probably buy this collection on DVD or something, but I really want to complete and like finish off the VHS collection of Friday the 13th. The reason why I started this collection is because I was in HMV back in the day, and if you look there, it says $5.99 per video, but let me tell you, these videos was not $5.99 each. Basically, what there was an offer on, and it was like 3 videos for $5 or something daft like that. So I basically just scooped up every part of the Friday the 13th like series that I could get, and yeah, this is one of my pride and joys. This is the ultimate. So yeah, like I said, if anybody has one of the parts I haven't got here, please do get in contact with me, because I'd love to finish this collection off.